Welcome, Polk Nation, to a special edition. It finally happened. We thought we'd take you inside a little bit of Will Wade's final debut as a McNeese State head basketball coach. It's been over 600 days since Wade was on a bench at LSU. It's been long awaited here, and tonight we finally got to see it. Big crowd, lots of noise, McNeese State playing well. Will Wade is here making himself known. This is what we've been waiting for, folks. So tonight, we're going to give you a little bit of everything on Polk Nation. We're going to give you Matthew Bonnet talking about the impact of Will Wade. We're going to give you Heath Schroyer and the first year here under Will Wade and some of the other things that happened from a special Polkcast last week. And then we're going to go after the game to Will Wade's press conference and wrap it up with Will Wade himself. This is what you've been waiting for, Lake Charles. It's here. And right now, we're going to follow it on Polk Nation. Will Wade's first game, we're going to talk a lot about that this week. We're going to show some highlights of that game. We're going to have Heath Schroyer on tape from this week. Can't have Heath in the booth this time of year. Come on, he looks like Santa Claus with the beard. You got to let him get some toys going. So what we do have is Matthew Bonnet for our first segment tonight. Matthew, how you doing?
Doing great. You know, it's a fun time of the year.
Okay, I wanted you on this for this reason. Will Wade's first game, everything that's happened, what has he brought to this, and how has he changed your life, and how much media attention are you getting?
It has been something I've never really experienced before because of who he is, the high-profile stature of him. You know, a lot of media attention, of course, whenever he was hired. And I tell you what, I don't think there's anybody better with the media than him. You know, he's really good. I mean, he's really good with you, and
he's
really
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't shy away from any interviews, no matter who it is. He loves doing them. He loves talking about his program and the university. He doesn't really talk much about himself, though.
No.
You know, and it's all about what he can do for the community and what he can do for the school and the program. But it's been great. You know, I mean, he's fun to be around. He's fun to work with, and you know, he's a character on the floor. That's for sure.
Well, here's the thing: is how many media requests have you got? Because you're talking about. Now, you have to have special.
Yeah.
Wait, now, there's a lot of games I used to go to at McNeese where I was the only guy in the building.
Yeah. We
so it's not that way now.
You know, for the Southern Miss game and for the ULL game, you know, we got more than usually get and everything. And, we, you know, had to have overflow media set up for that. But it's just, you know, a preview of probably what's to come, especially when it comes to tournament time. And who knows? I mean, you go up to Michigan, play well there. When you get conference time, you're going to get more attention.
Yeah.
And especially with it being Will, but not only Will, but I mean, you can see with this team the kind of attention it's already getting nationally. So there are people out there that's taking notice of us. And you get deeper into the season, you make a good run in conference play, and that record and that RPI and that net rating keeps going up. You know, who knows?
Well, it's interesting because you guys dubbed it. I know it was pretty much your idea, the Willie the Kid.
Yeah.
But you guys dubbed him Willie the Kid, the bad boy, black hat and everything, which, let's face it, there's some who think that. But he's embraced that and had fun with it.
Absolutely.
How much does that mean for you guys? Because he's receptive to those ideas.
That's what makes it really good, you know, because they are good ideas, but it could also, some people might look at it, well, that's kind of a
Some
negative
people would
one.
run from it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not us. I mean, Heath made it very clear from day one that we are who we are. And if people don't like us, then oh well, you know, I mean, they don't like us. And that just not for opposing fans, just like opposing teams and all that too. And I mean, I don't think it's any secret that the other teams in the Southland don't like us very much.
No, they don't. Well, I stand in line. They're not too thrilled with me either these days. So.
But I think it's great that he, you know, not only has Will embraced it, Heath has embraced it, and I think it's really, it might be a black mark to some people, a look to some people, but it's definitely a positive mark for us, and I think for the community as well.
Well, the community kind of seems to embrace it too, because
loves it.
The thing that, I mean, you have your mystery writer who's dressed in black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now you got all these posters around town wanted in black.
Right.
It's like, and people pick up on it, and personalities ride the storm when it comes to sports media, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody that knows Will and seen him before on the sideline, wherever he's been, he's got a great personality when it comes to how he acts and everything. I mean, it's great. I think it brings a lot of excitement to the game. I haven't saw him during the scrimmages and how he can, how he is towards not only towards referees but toward the players. And I tell you, it's something. It's fun to watch because he's so passionate about not only playing the game right, so passionate about his players and how they play the game as well. And that's what makes him such a great coach and makes his program successful.
No, and it's people will be surprised that have never seen him coach. Will be surprised at what a difference it will be from the Brendan Chambers, Vernon Hamilton version of McNeese to what he will bring, because he will not sit down.
No, he don't even have a seat on the bench. So he doesn't sit down at all. And you're right. You're going to see a different coaching style because Coach Chambers and Coach Hamilton know what Coach Wade wants and how to get it across and get to the players and all that. But only Coach Wade can do it his way.
Yeah.
And that's what the big thing's going to be. You're going to see probably some things where maybe some players aren't going to take as many shots now. He wants his shooters to shoot the ball and his defenders to defend the ball and his assist people to give the ball out.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he's been so successful. I've never been around somebody that is so intelligent when it comes to basketball. He can just sit there and he can. You sat with him when he was telling us about all these equations when it comes to the rankings now, the net rankings. Well, they do this and this and this. And I'm like, man, I'm lost.
Yeah, these were data points I didn't even know existed.
Absolutely,
didn't even know existed.
He's a brilliant basketball mind. He he moves it over to the floor, and his players pick up on it.
No, I had to go home and read up what the chem stat was and all that. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, last question we get out with this one is this: how many interviews does he get requests for?
Since he's been here?
Yeah.
Oh man, from
all over?
Know. Yeah, from all over, and he didn't turn one down. He does them all, and it doesn't matter if it's from a national level or from a junior high level. He does them all, and he treats everybody the same way. It's great. It's wonderful.
It's a different time, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Matt Barnett,
absolutely.
thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back after this on Polk Nation.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us.
Get it done! Tell me how the day unfolds. Traffic fast or traffic slow. The feeling is so fine, I gotta say. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I go. Go, everywhere I go.
Hey, she's on her way up.
Hey, G, I got you something.
Hey, Coach, what do you think? Is this too much?
If you look good, you play good.
All right, then. Let's get it done.
At Lakeside Bank, we specialize in stress-free banking services. Now you can stress less with our Great Escape Spa giveaway. One winner a month can unwind with a relaxing spa package from Scarborough's Salon and Day Spa. Then, in December, we'll give away a luxurious relaxation trip for two to Miraval Resort in Arizona. Now that's stress-free. Register today at any Lakeside banking location. Stress less at Lakeside Bank.
Wow, biggest crowd of the year, it looks like. It's coming up on Christmas. You got the Christmas beard going?
Oh, I have the Christmas beard all the time.
Santa Heath?
It's just called I'm old.
Santa Heath?
It's called age. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's so nice to be invited to Gazzola the Great's podcast. I mean, it really is. I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you, buddy.
Well, this is a Christmas treat because we get you for the whole hour.
Oh, gosh.
Why
that means I actually get you too, right?
Is there tension in the air between us?
No, not at all.
You sure?
Absolutely not.
Hear a lot of rumors on the internet that I'm going to get beat up here.
Oh my gosh, no.
I think I can take you 2 out of 3 falls.
You're my. Hey, You're one of my good friends.
I think I could take you 2 out of 3 falls. I'm still pumping iron.
Okay.
So anyway, we hit Mr. Bills across campus from McNeese State and on 92.9 The Lake. Are you enjoying Christmas yet?
No, I really don't think about Christmas until about Christmas Eve.
All right, I know that's what everybody came here to hear.
I'm one of those people that do all the shopping like the morning of Christmas Eve.
Okay, so let's. I'm sure everybody came here to hear about our Christmases and that. So let's get into the topic of the day, the week, perhaps a while.
All right.
What is being tabbed by some as Spygate.
Oh gosh. We're really going to talk about this nonsense, but okay, here we go.
All right, let's go. Let's get your opinion. Get it out there. Get it out there.
I don't think there's any story to it. I mean, I personally, it's a non-story to me. And look, if all those things happen and if that happened, it's unfortunate, but that's not the reason we didn't have success on the field. I mean, and the sooner we can all put that season behind us and move forward and think about recruiting and think about making the changes that we have to make within our program to become, we're relevant again. That's what we need to be talking about. Not, hey, did someone change a password? Or did someone get our calls? None of that stuff matters. That is not the reason why we weren't successful on the field.
All right.
Hey, look, I'll say this from a basketball coach. I used to say it all the time. Like, people steal signs, right? People sit around and try to steal, the play call. Well, I mean, I used to say all the time, guys, like, hey, look, they're going to know it's coming. We just have to run it better. And I used to say all the time, we'll just figure out how to stop it. I mean, I don't get into all that stuff.
Well, just for the record, I have always said that it makes, to me, it's more of an in-house discussion than anything else.
100%.
Because it's about something that was gone wrong in their locker room, not outside, but everybody else wants to get in and protect themselves.
Right.
And, hey, it made for a fun week.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, I mean, it's what you guys live for, and I get it as a writer. But look, to me, I said from the start, to me, it's a non-issue, a non-story. I want to put last year's football season behind us as soon as possible. Let's talk about the future. We already know the past and what it was. Obviously, it wasn't great. It did not lead up to have any of the expectations we had. It's unacceptable for Cowboy football to have that little success on the field. And the expectations moving forward are very, very clear, and we need to win games.
Well, we do have an hour to kill, Coach, so it may come up again at some point in time.
Sure.
So just so everybody knows.
All good. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's get into some other things about football.
Okay.
Obviously, this month you gave Gary Goff, you said he'll be back for next year.
Correct. Yep.
You want to see coaching changes.
I do. I think we need to, and I've challenged him to truly look within the program and take all the emotion out of it and make decisions that lead us to win football games. This program is funded better than it's ever been funded, and this has the best fan base that, in my opinion, in FCS football, 100% within this league. And we need to win games. We're funded to, we're set up to do that. So I've challenged him. We met the Monday after the season at 9 a.m. and I've challenged him to truly make the changes. We need to get better. We need to get better in every aspect. From our talent level needs to continue to get better. We have to get our players better. And we have to do a better job. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to execute better, and we got to win games. Look, at the end of the day, this is a result-oriented business. College athletics in today's world in 2023 is just that. It's a business, and we need to win games. We need to get people back in the stands. We need to engage this fan base who has been so loyal to us. And we owe it to our fans to put a product on the field that resembles their passion.
But you have not given him a number or anything or any one person.
No, that's a conversation between Coach and I. He understands the expectations moving forward, and we need to win football games.
Two things we want to talk about is a $100 gift card for any student from the Southwest Louisiana Credit Union. See the mighty Quinn, who is, I believe, eating right now. Get there. He will do the picking at about 15 minutes to 7 if he can get his face out of the food. So there you go. Also, we all see this, that you came on here very casual. So what's with the hat?
Oh, this is a hat from Man Cave. They're a corporate sponsor. I get my hair cut there, all the time. And if you want the best haircut in Lake Charles, in my opinion, go right up the road right here to McNeese and go to Man Cave. Those ladies are phenomenal.
Well, isn't it counterproductive to wear a hat over the product?
What are you talking about?
No, you're covering up the product.
Well, if I cover up my head, I can't wear the hat and talk about the Man Cave. They're a corporate sponsor of ours and do an unbelievable job.
You're a shill for people. You're nothing more than a shill for people. All right, let's get back to some football.
I'm sorry I couldn't wear a hat here today. Okay.
No, it looks good on you.
Thank you.
I couldn't pull it off.
Thank you.
A lot of things happening in football, obviously, in FCS. Are you concerned, or have you heard about the fact that Southern Illinois University is putting $100 million into football to move up to the MAC, and that Illinois State wants to go with them? And how does that change? Does that change any of your hopes or plans?
No, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's I've said this, and I went on record before of, our ultimate goal. We're a long way from that, especially right now. But look, the divide is going to only get greater between FBS and FCS. It only is, and from the guarantee games to the opportunity to play in bowls to TV revenue, all those things are just completely different. So I'm not surprised by what those institutions are trying to do, and it goes back to what I said 5 minutes ago. I mean, Division I college athletics is a business, and you have to run it like a business. That is what that's what I've been trying to do since I took over.
Now, one of the things you guys did do this year was you still won the conference in attendance.
Yes.
But that has to be kind of a concern moving forward if you can't turn it around, isn't it?
Well, the option of not turning it around is no option. We have to turn this thing around, and we have to make the decisions to get a product on the field that this fan base deserves. Look, the bones of this job. This is a great football job, and everyone can sit around and say, well, about this press box. I mean, this is a really, really good football job. And we need to figure out, and yes, we've had some tough luck, etc., but we need to figure out how to win football games, period. And
with that in mind, talk about the press box, because now we're a year and a half away.
Yeah, it's going to be 25, realistically. I think that the press will be able to use, hopefully, next year. I think it'll be, there's steel going up right now, which is great. But all in turnkey, I think it's going to be 25. I mean, it will be 25.
But you'd hope the press could at least work up there and
absolutely. That's my goal.
Coaches and that.
That's right.
So the media level would basically be done.
That's my goal, so that we can get you guys out of the Cowboy Club and get the Cowboy Club back into the Cowboy Club.
Well, that's going to please some people here. Will I have a seat?
In the media?
I don't know.
No, yeah, I got you one that sits outside.
I'm good with that.
So, yeah, that's what I got. The Gazzola, the great seat.
And hard hats are fine for me, because if it's still a working product, that's no big deal. We'll just throw a logo on it. You can fit right in with it.
I love it.
So I wanted to ask you about Greg Sankey, Commissioner of the SEC. I don't know if you heard this. It kind of goes with our next topic on you guys. He made mention in a story in the Athletic this week that he believed it was time maybe for the SEC to leave the NCAA and leave behind FCS, leave behind some other smaller conferences, and that they have outgrown. Before we get into the playoffs, because you and I don't agree on the playoff thing, what do you think of that? What does that mean for you? Because you just signed 2 games with LSU for essentially $1.25 million or $1.5 million and some change.
Right.
That is a huge deal for you guys. Playing 2026, 2029. It is, I think, the biggest contract for McNeese
ever.
And both games will be the biggest contracts for them. So as you increase, what does that do for those? And does that concern you really about the future of where you can come up with money?
The buy games concern me. That's why I tried. And look, I was in negotiations with LSU for 6-7 months. I mean, we went back and forth, and finally got them to this point, which was a huge win for us. And to be able to lock in, 2 games, it's a big deal, because what you worry about is, do those leagues say, okay, obviously you got one more league game, you have, 2 more FBS. Like, it's just, there's only so many games that they can schedule, and you obviously want to try to be on their schedule at least once. So I'm worried about it. I think sometimes we might have to think about playing, like 2 group of 5s potentially in a year. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios and that I'm thinking about from a football scheduling standpoint moving forward. But I like Sankey. There's a lot of people that don't like him. I like him. But I don't think that's going to have a lot of legs with just one league leaving everybody.
No, he'd have to have somebody come with him, and everybody expects it to be the Big Ten because the Big Ten is obviously the next money maker.
Right.
It makes the most sense. They're kind of competing for an arms war. They basically told Florida State this week that you have to get out of the ACC. So why not come to the SEC?
Yeah.
Florida State went out and got I think it was $135 million they were trying to come up with over the summer, which is the buyout of the ACC to get in, the exact number that is the buyout to get into the SEC. Do you see 2 power conferences? Do you see 3 power conferences? Because right now they're telling the ACC you're not a power conference.
I don't know where it's going, Jim, to be honest. I think that, I see, I'd like to think it's 3 or 4, but, it was 5 a year or so ago, right? And now it's down. I mean, so I don't know where it's really going to go. But I do think that at some point in time, the high level or high major football is going to have some type of different governing body, if you will. Over that. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how it looks like, but excuse me. It's just, that's the misconception. Like the CFP, the NCAA gets none of that money.
Yeah,
the only way the NCAA truly survives is the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So for all those teams that want to do that, they have to still figure out how to stay in and be a part of the NCAA tournament, because that is where the NCAA makes their revenue.
Well, you do have your first kind of mini fallout of everything. Texas Tech had to pull out of the game with Oregon because Oregon's going to the Big Ten today. They then decided to go with Washington State to play in the same area, get the same amount of money. So I think you're going to see that going forward. And as we see this, football-wise especially, you need that one big game every year, don't you?
Yes, for sure.
If not, there's no, even 2, it's great that you could play UL, but LSU makes the most sense because you don't have to do a stayover.
Exactly right. I mean, it's a huge line item in our budget. Like you look at Nichols, they usually play, or sometimes they play 2 high majors.
2 or 3, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of where we're at. But that's the importance of continuing to grow math and continuing to grow our athletic department. Because at some point in time, we have to be prepared if those games don't exist anymore.
Yeah, and that's coming up with that revenue would be really tough for you guys. What is the difference? Let's say, what's the difference between playing LSU financially than playing UL or a La Tech or somebody like that? How many games would you need 2 of those to make up for it?
I think so. Now, you could figure a ways out, to try to get one more home game. If you're getting 18,000 people in the hole again and we're really good, then things change because you're creating revenue from that. But the only way to get back to that is you got to win. I mean, so it's so right now having we need to try to find one of those games a year, and then also we need to put a product on the football field that can get us back to getting 18,000 people in the hole.
And you do get Texas A&M next year.
We do.
And
we do. That's a bus trip too, and that's another thing. Like, it's being able to just get on a bus is a lot different in a net profit than getting on a plane.
Than flying in there then staying over in that. And you have to stay over an extra day.
That's
you got to make sure you get out. You got to make sure you charter. There's a lot of money that goes to.
Absolutely.
With that, how hard is it to get those FCS games?
It was hard.
Because you have to do that for those as well.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, that's one thing that, every time we have a conference meeting, I always want to talk about expansion, because we need additional football members in our league.
For scheduling.
I mean, no one wants to go to Weber State, to play a football game.
But you're going.
But we have to, because we have to fill a schedule. And so,
did you not like the Ohio Valley deal? Or
I personally liked it a lot. I was in favor of trying to do something with the SWAC even, but do something where it's regional. Like, us going to play Alcorn, that was a regional game. We could drive over there. Playing Southern, those things like those make sense. I'm hopeful that you'll see more of that and more people will see that, because getting on a plane to go play an FCS football game, it's one of those things where we have to do right now, but I'm really, really trying. And Matt Fontenot literally works on football scheduling every single day.
Yeah. Heath Schroyer is our guest on the podcast, a Christmas special with Heath.
Yeah, Christmas special. Merry Christmas. Gazzola the Great. I got a Christmas present for you, too.
Every time.
I do.
Every time Heath Schroyer makes a comment.
Not a new jacket.
Every time Heath Schroyer makes a comment, an angel gets its wing. How's that? How's that for you? We'll be back on the podcast after this with our second segment.
Serving the community of Southwest Louisiana since 1954 and a loyal supporter of McNeese State University for over 30 years, Southwest Beverage has provided scholarships to students, supported athletic programs, and sponsored the Banner Series since its inception. We pride ourselves on being the premier beverage supplier in Southwest Louisiana, offering an extensive portfolio of beer, spirits, and non-alcoholic beverages. We're Southwest Beverage, and we want to say thank you for your support.
Tell me how the day unfolds. Traffic fast or traffic slow. The feeling is so fine, I gotta say. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I roam. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha, Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier, Greg Brooks,
Kyron Lees. Whether on the field, in the community, or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference. Bet. Let's get it done.
Obviously a great win. I mean, if you'd have told me before we'd have out-rebounded them, I thought, Cullum, I only scored 2 points. He battled. He got 7 offensive rebounds. He did an unbelievable job. Shoemate with 12, 5 offensive rebounds. To be able to out-rebound them was incredible. We only turned the ball over 7 times. You do that, you're going to give yourself a chance to win. I never dreamed we would out-rebound them. I was just kind of hoping to keep it negligible, under 5. 22 is a load down there. We made, we battled. So just really proud of our guys for capitalizing on this opportunity. I want to thank the crowd. The crowd was incredible. Look, I'd be fooling you if I didn't say there's some luck involved. Listen, some of you guys, anytime you got a player like I've had some really good players. I've been fortunate enough to coach some really good players. But anytime you got a player like Shahade Wells, who's your leading scorer and arguably your best player, we got other guys that can step up. And he's like the leader and the person he is. He got mad at the team yesterday in practice because he didn't think we were locked in enough. I actually thought we were pretty locked in. And Hade's over there pitching a fit. I'm like, thought we looked all right. But when you got that, everybody kind of falls in line. Everybody falls in line behind that. And, we've talked a lot. We went on a retreat about being a player-led team. I can only lead us so far. But, when the players take control, and we spend a lot of time on that. We do leadership every week. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that. And, we've just, we've like I said, we've hit the jackpot. We've got really, really good players, but we've got really, really good people. And it just kind of meshes like a good pot of gumbo.
Well, there you have it. Will Wade's thoughts, a little bit of the views, and a little bit on what he's done since he's been here, along with the impact he's had. It's going to be a wild 2024, I got a feeling, with McNeese State basketball. We'll see you down the road on Polk Nation.